So, Venugopal sir, we will just begin by asking you to introduce yourself to the people because
Yeah,
this video is being created for people who aspire to be in the industry. So,
sure.
they are budding professionals, they are new entrants in the industry, and they are entrepreneurs also. So,
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, if you can tell what is your background and specifically from the banking perspective, it would be
Yeah.
really nice for people to understand and link that how upskilling is important in your segment, sir.
You're right. Sure. Okay. I'm Venugopal Rajamanuri. I'm based out of Hyderabad. I'm a BFSI professional, banking, finance services, and insurance professional with 4 decades experience. I spent 20 years in banking, which spreads over commercial banking, investment banking, trade finance, and industrial finance too. And then 8 years I spent in insurance sector, 5 years in capital markets. And for the last 10 years, I'm exclusively into freelance corporate training and visiting professor in B schools in the BFSI domain. That's about me.
It's so great, sir. Oh, you are carrying a rich legacy of, 4 decades, and you have covered almost everything in the financial services, ranging from bank to insurance, and now you're doing your corporate as well, corporate trainings as well. You're also delivering and spreading knowledge across all, corporates and these schools, as you just mentioned. So, you spend most of the decade and most of your experience in banking segment. So, would like to
Yes.
understand your journey in the banking sector, where you started and when you left the sector, what was your role and position there? So
Yeah.
if you can tell us about your career.
Yeah. Right. So I started my banking career as in operational banking. Uh, And then I moved to trade credit and then industrial credit and finally in investment banking. It's about 20 years journey. So I started with a nationalized bank and then moved to private sector bank, United Western Bank, which is now merged with IDBI Bank. So before I came out of the banking sector, I was in investment banking in the issue management department at Mumbai only. And then I moved to uh, uh, Hyderabad, which is my hometown. And then I started teaching training and I also got into insurance sector. I was corporate agent for ICICI Prudential, IDBA Bank. So, as a corporate agent, we were selling retail loan products, SME products, life insurance products like that. And then simultaneously, I was teaching also. Then I got into insurance sector full-fledged. I was with Aviva Life Insurance. I was handling the South region for the bank assurance channel, selling life insurance products, training also, basically training and selling, predominantly training. Then I got into teaching line as a full-time professor with Aurora's Business School for 1 year. And then I moved to freelancing and got empaneled with different institutions. That's how I got interested in CWM. The reason is wealth management was the growing area at that time. So when I got into freelancing, I was teaching in different institutions, different topics related to mutual funds, derivatives, right? So those things. But wealth management was the thing which attracted my attention because that is the in thing at that time. It was growing at a good pace and suddenly it attracted my attention. A lot of these schools are introducing wealth management as a course, full-fledged course. That's when I actually got in touch with you also. It so happened that you called me up for CWM. Then I had gone through that course, the syllabus, so which is very well structured, the level 1, level 2, with a good mix of both global as well as Indian scenario and then covering wide range of topics. I was really surprised the range of topics that were covered in especially the level 2. They were really good. So that attracted me to CWM and I decided to go for CWM and thankfully I finished it at the first attempt. And then I got many opportunities. Once I finished CWM, I got into a teaching training role in wealth management in different institutions, including AAFM on your panel also. So I'm undertaking training programs for AAFM too, for AAFM students, CWM students.
So the kind of experience that the experience you carry and the kind of qualifications you carry. So when you have taken the step to do CWM, you said you like the curriculum.
Yeah,
If you can just help bankers know more that how this curriculum will help bankers to grow in the banking segment. So
yeah,
people think that they are probably in the divisions which is not wealth management, or people think that I'm already carrying enough experience. I don't need to upskill myself. In
yeah.
those scenarios, how do you motivate people to take up these courses as a banker and then explore the unlimited growth that is awaiting for them?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Dimple. See, bankers, especially, there's a need to learn wealth management as a specialized topic or a course. The reason nowadays most of the banks operate as universal banks, right? So, universal banking is basically providing all types of finance services at one place. So, you provide basic commercial banking products and services like loan products, deposit products, remittances, and other services, investment banking services, issue management services, those type of things. But other products also under universal banking like mutual funds, derivatives, trading demat account, commodities, okay, all those things also offered under universal banking model at one place. And banks have certain advantage because they have all types of customers. So if you put it in a pyramid fashion, at the base level they have the mass affluent. Okay, so the who mainly form the retail clients, right? And then you have the sub HNI, HNI, VHNI, UHNI. If you have to put it in a pyramid fashion, so bankers have that advantage. They have wide range of customers, right from the mass affluent category to UHNI category. And banks have realized that this is the growing area. This is what is going to fetch them a lot of business. And most of these universal banks have created wealth management divisions. See, for example, ICICI, HDFC, SBI. If you look at those banks, all of them have created separate wealth management divisions to cater to the needs of the HNI clients. So, understanding the importance and the need and the growing business in that wealth management area, right? So bankers definitely, if you are aspiring to be a wealth manager, because it offers you good opportunity to grow career-wise. So they need to specialize in wealth management course. The reason, since it has become a big domain by itself, the reason is because of the growing number of HNI clients in India. If you see 10 years back, the number of millionaires in India were hardly just around 2 lakhs. Today, we have something like 8 lakhs, and the number is expected to be doubled in another 2 to 3 years' time. So, one is the growing number of HNI clients. So, if you see, we also have a new type of wealthy people, centimillionaires. Okay, we have millionaires and we have billionaires. Nowadays, another emerging class is the centimillionaires, which is $100 million net worth. So, billionaires also, there are around 200 billionaires now. Centimillionaires are over 1,000 centimillionaires, and the number is growing. And fortunately for us, we are going through a good phase. Our India is one of the fastest growing economies, and our GDP growth rate is very healthy. We are already in fourth position in terms of size of the economy, and our honorable Prime Minister is looking to make India put India in the top 2 or 3 in the coming 5 years' time. So that shows that there's a lot of opportunity for wealth management because the people will be creating a lot of wealth, and or not only the Indians within India, but people who are abroad, like NRIs. A lot of people are doing remittances. So a lot of money is flowing into India, which is required to be managed. So they are looking for different investment avenues, and the consultancy in terms of regulations, handling the regulations, taxes, etc. So that requires specialized knowledge. Plus, Indian investors too. If you look at the Indian investors, the way they have diversified, 10 to 15 years ago, the average Indian investor was investing mainly into the conventional asset class, like gold or a equity, um, something like your land, fixed deposits, those type of things. So they were not very keen about risk-adjusted returns, right? So if you look at the present scenario during the last 5 years, how things have changed, Indian investor is now willing to take risk, willing to diversify, and they are looking for better risk-adjusted return ratios. So when you are trying to diverse in this area and looking for risk-adjusted return, that requires a specialized skills to manage, creating the right portfolio, managing the portfolio, managing the risks in portfolio requires specialized knowledge. So again, that's creating a it's demanding people with those skill sets, which your wealth management courses provide, right? So the growing need for wealth managers necessitated by the growth in the economy, growing number of millionaires and billionaires and centimillionaires, amount of money flowing into India, changing tax structures, changing regulatory rules. For example, AML, KYC. So it's a global scenario. So all these things require specialized knowledge. You cannot do with this the old type of methods, old type of understanding. You cannot manage all those things. It requires updated knowledge, both from local scenario as well as global scenario. Because now a lot of cross-border investments are happening. Indians are investing abroad, and foreigners are investing in India. NRIs are investing in India. So that requires understanding of the global perspective also. So what I've seen in CWM course is it is having a good mix of both global as well as Indian scenario. And if you look at the level 1, the first chapter itself, covering the global scenario in depth. So giving an understanding of the Indian markets as well as US, Europe, and other markets. So that's what I like when I looked at the curriculum. So very good, giving proper perspective of the global markets, right? So that's one thing which is creating the demand and which necessitates the knowledge in wealth management. Plus risk management. Basically, when you are trying to diversify into riskier assets, nowadays the emerging alternative investment.
Absolutely. AIS.
That's the happening
So,
thing now.
yes,
So a
it's
lot of people are
releasing.
looking for alternative investments, not just the conventional. Yeah. So something like your real estate backed securities, your PE funds, VC funds, hedge funds. If you look at all those emerging areas, that also requires specialized knowledge, which a true wealth management professional only can deliver. There are, of course, specialized courses which are coming up, like CAIA is there, for example, which is specializing in alternative investments. But wealth manager is supposed to have knowledge of all these things, right? So that's what I feel. A wealth manager is required to handle complex situations, the regulations, the tax laws, the changing, evolving needs of the HNI clients. So he has to equip himself with the updated knowledge, plus these tools that are required, the technical tools which are required. He has to equip himself with all those things, which a professional wealth management course provides. And CWM is providing all those things, is what I've observed. So those who are aspiring to be a good wealth managers, CWM really provides good opportunity in terms of equipping themselves with the required knowledge, and they can definitely make good career.
Sir, I think holistically you have covered all the, your touch base, all the points. So right from international investments to, the opportunities that are available, the number of billionaires available. So I think you have touched upon every point, and that creates and necessitates the need to upskill specifically in the wealth management domain. So you have beautifully explained that why there is a need of wealth management and how it is emerging, and there is a lot of scope. Regulations are coming in place, so you have to see all the blend, and you have to be a perfect wealth manager to be serving the client, for long term. So it was an amazing conversation. So when did you complete this certification? Which year did you complete this?
When I was 58, my age was 58 when I took up CWM.
So it was how long?
So
How many years back?
and now that's 5 years ago, 2018, I did my CWM.
2018. All
So when I
right.
was looking to diversify my teaching training activities, that's when
Yeah.
I was already on the panel of NISM. I'm an
Okay.
NISM CPE trainer,
All right.
and also on the panel of ICSA Prudential. So I
All
was
right.
looking to diversify the areas, which I saw an opportunity in wealth management. So we happened to connect, and I found it very appropriate to take up. So I took up. Fortunately, I could finish in the first attempt.
Thank you
But
so much,
the
sir.
course is really, really well structured. Even the project work that was given is really good. And it's a good learning experience. And those who take up this course, I'm sure they will appreciate the appropriateness of this course, and its use in making good career. Definitely, it's good, and I'm sure it will help them. Whoever is trying to take up this course.
Thank you so much for your motivation.